Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and the project that I'm working on now is making the wood underliner that you're gonna see when you go to the Mexican restaurant and you order fajitas, and that cast iron griddle comes out so hot that it's impossible to touch that. But there's always a piece of wood the griddle sits on. So what we're making actually is 50 of those underliners. So the next thing is to load our table again, our work surface, with our piece. Go back to air cutting. And that's where we left off when we went down to pick up bit 5 and it threw a driver error. So let's pick up where we left off. We'll switch to the GoPro view, walking around the shop getting started. Okay, what we want to do is let's get the gantry moved out of the way so we can throw our piece of plywood back on here. Now, let's go to 84,24, right? Now, I've done some research on what it's going to take to get our hold downs figured out for this. We're not there yet, but it's just going to be a matter of... So what I'm talking about now is what it's going to be like when I flip that over. And it's basically going to be a locator drilled into the piece, a symmetrical locator, so that when I flip the workpiece over, we're right where we need to be. Kind of bakes my noodle. It's, as ShopBot said, it's hard to wrap your head around it, and it is. And that's just how we're going to learn. Let's get this piece of plywood up on the machine. I'm going to be putting in an overhead vacuum lift, and remind you of that. An overhead vacuum lift is going to allow me to more easily move pieces out and around and over to where they need to be. So here's our workpiece. And the next thing I'm going to want to do is a little bit of an air cut to see how we're feeling. We might need to do a little more research when we get there on the symmetric positioning of workpieces for two-sided machining. It shouldn't matter what this piece is shaped like, as long as we get it, I believe, as long as we get it symmetrically placed on our work, we're in good shape. I mean, if I position it here, if I put a hole here and flip it over, that sheet's going to be hanging way off the side, but as long as it's right in the center, we should have no problem. We're going to need to change our workpiece setup. That's 47 and 7/16. The issue is I don't know what it is down there. 47 and 7 and 95 and a half. Yeah, it's 47 and 3/8 down here. So we'll call it 47 and a quarter, because we know that we'll be far enough off the edge of everything. 47 and a quarter. All right, so V-carve. Hopefully we don't have any weird ghosts running here. We're gonna open an existing file, and we're doing our underliner. Let's switch to the screen recording and see if anything's changed. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. And I must admit, I very much do not like leaving a project and only have to come back to it, because it really interrupts the mental flow and command of what's happening. Doing a little bit of housekeeping here so I can see my files getting copied over. Okay, right, V-carve. So the one thing that I thought about was, this is going to be a pocket. This is going to be that ball. The one thing I thought about is I want to come down on this vector with my very small down spiral end mill. 50,000 seats just to break the veneer. I've got a 3/4 up spiral ball nose. That's going to tear everything apart. And if you recall from our images, we do not have any tear at all. I want to look at that real quick. Yeah, this is a great image. Whoever made these, or however they were made, there's no tearing of the veneer here. So we come in with a 3/4 up spiral. We're going to rip that, would be my guess. I've never done it. And yeah, I suppose we'll experiment with it, but for right now, I am not interested in finding out the hard way. So I'm going to add a tool path on here, and it's going to end up being just veneer scoring is what it's going to be. So I'm going to want to do a profile. Now, I don't know what fit I have in tool 1. I have to look. That's going to be 0 depth, 0.05, 50 thousandths. Very, very, just a small amount. Should be no problem with that in one pass. It'll be on the inside of the line. I'm going to climb cut that. Let's select a bit. I have a down spiral. I'm looking for, I think it's a 1/16 of an inch down spiral. Yeah, this could be it. That would be a ball nose. That B in the part number should mean ball. I'm going to pause this and take a look physically at the bit. So that actually is a 52-235 in there. B. It is a ball nose. So I'm going to change that to a ball nose. We're going to try with that. 2 passes. We're going to go 50 thousandths in 2 passes. Yeah, I think I'd like to try that. On the inside of the line, we just want to score the veneer. All we want to do, calculate. Pocket on top, score the veneer, ball nose profile on top. What I want to do is quickly go through these. The truing perimeter cut, we're never going to use this. Oh, 95.5, 47.25. We're okay for right now. Let's close this. Let's take a closer look at our tools. It's been 5 days since I've looked at this. We're going to go 3/8, start at 0. We're using our compression end mill that we've called bit 8. It's really tool 5. We're okay with that. But that just seems a .02 chip load. That's a 6173 MC. Okay, yeah. Right. Yeah, it's right where it needs to be. Okay, what I'm looking at is right here. 6173 MC. I'm looking right here for half inch. Okay, so the settings on tool 5 look good. Let's close that. Let's take a look at score the veneer, which we just set up, but let's look. 50 thousandths, yeah, that's what we'll start. 2 passes. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's definitely ramp in. It's just too smooth. I want to change that ramp to smooth as well. On the pockets. Okay. Creates 3/4 ball nose. That's an up spiral. That's once we break the veneer, I should be okay with that. Chip loads seem okay. Around the inside, smooth, 4 inches. Beads. Yeah, there it goes down here at the bottom. Definitely what I want it doing. Go through a second time. Just a little different detail now that we get down to the full depth. Sorry, I've got it crawling there at the bottom. It's almost done. Now it should do the 3/4 ball nose. I believe this is 3 passes. Looks, according to the simulation, that it is. Okay. You know, the simulation looks good. Now let's air cut it.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
So the next thing to do is pocket on top. I remember checking pocket on top as tool 5. Tool 1 is the 1/8 inch or the 16th ball bit. Close. Ball nose. That should be tool 9. Select. Yeah, it is. Okay, close. All right, let's close this. Let's save visible toolpaths to one file. That's what I want. Bit 5, bit 1, bit 9. We've zeroed them. We've C3'd. We should be ready to air cut. The issue is the length of that number 9 bit is so long that I'm afraid we're going to lose 0 when we air cut. So the first thing we need to do is to C2 to the top of the workpiece. Let's do M3, 10, 8, 2. We have to first pick up a bit. So let's do MH. Let's do a C1, and let's pick up bit 5, because that's going to be the first bit we want. Right now our ATC is empty. So we should be moving on to Z right away. Now we'll go down and pick up bit 5. You know what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to zero those 3 bits. I'm going to do a CN72, because I did mess with bit 1, in the sense that I removed the collet nut to inspect it. Yeah, we didn't crash. That's a good way to start. All right, we picked up tool 5. Let's do a CN72. Bit number to 0 is bit 5. Life is good. Coming on down to the Z0 plate on the ATC. Yep. It's positioned on the center. We're going to do a Y. We're going to do a 9. Let's put bit 5 away. Coming down to pick up bit 9. You can see it on the X and Y as it moves. It comes down on the Z to pick up bit 9. Out, up. It is a monstrous bit. Now, I do have a secret. I did order a shorter length 3/4 up spiral bit, which I actually have available to me now, and I'm going to be goofing around with that if we need to. Bit 9 is zeroing, touching off on the plate. We're going to do a Y1. I should have actually done 915. I've wasted time. It actually comes back the same way. We had bit 5 in the tool. Now we're going to pick up bit 1. Coming down to pick up bit 1. It's in bit 1 position now. Coming down. Picked up bit 1. All the way up on the Z. Over. And out. He's up on the Z. Down and back. 0 bit 1. After this is done, we'll do an N. No. C1. 5. We're just picking up bit 5 now. Okay, now we're going to do an M3, 0, 0, 1. We're going to air cut. And, oh, you know what we need to do right now? That was dangerous, really dangerous what I just did. And what I mean is, I went M3, 0, 0, 1. Here's the issue. We're machined off of the material, off the machine bed. We're machined off the machine bed. But I put a piece of 3/4 plywood on top of there. So right now, I'm only a 1/4 inch off of my material surface. That's the risky thing I did. I realized it when I started it, and I'm watching it come down, and then I started speaking. I could have spacebar. So what I need to do now is I need to C2, right? Because we're a material surface. Keypad, I want to do 10, 8, 10, 1.5, and we're not going to hit anything. We're up high enough. But that was risky business what I did. And the reason I'm pulling that Z down is because of the length of bit 9. So I'm going to do an escape. Now I'm going to do a C2. I'm going to 0 off of my offset. Let's get that set up. Okay. 0 comes down and touches. 0.121 is what we expect. Second opinion. All right, now we should be at 2 on the Z. So I'm gonna M3, 0, 0, 0.5. I want the bit really, really close to the top of the surface because we're going to air cut and we're going to do a pull up. And I want to make sure that I'm not, because of the length of bit 9, I want to make sure I'm not going to fault my Z. If I do, then I know I've got to get my shorter 3/4 up spiral. So at this point, we're in the position to do an air cut. Now what I need to do over here is visible tools to one file, 5, 1, and 9, PRS alpha, shop bot in inches, save tool path. I'm going to call this consolidated underliner top. Consolidated. It's just the word that comes to mind where I'm doing multiple tools. We're going to save this. Let's pull up ShopBot. Let's do a cut part. Consolidated underliner. We're going to do a 3D offset. And at this point, if something's going to break, now's the time. I'm going to hit start. I got the GoPro on. We should turn the spindle on. Shouldn't be a problem. So now I've got to hit the start button.
Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.